You like the food?
Yeah, I think it tastes really good.
Making some chicken korma. Chopping the onions to start.
Chopping onions. This is the bit where you cry, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very emotional. The poor onions. Gets Shay every time. Grating the ginger.
Clean as I go.
Peeling potatoes. And then peeling carrots. Chopping carrots. So now you're adding potatoes.
Yep.
And what are your thoughts on potatoes in the curry?
Well, I like them.
So the potatoes, we find it makes the korma thick, nice and thick. We also found if you make the potatoes too small, they disintegrate. It just makes it thick. And I don't mind that, but for some people, if they're on a diet where they're trying to reduce their carbs, it means they're having the korma and not realizing they're eating loads of carbs in the korma. So if we cut them a decent size, then what's great is that people can, if they don't want to eat a lot of carbs, they can fish them out of their korma. They don't have to eat them. Okay, so here we go. The prep is done, and now the more exciting stuff is going on. Now Shay's cooking in this pot. Now you can cook in this. You can actually cook everything in this, but we find that it's actually easier and works better to use this. This is a nice big pot. We like this pot, and we can cook for everyone in this. Are you cooking for the church now, or are you cooking for our family?
Today we're cooking just for our family, so but it's the same amount because we do a quadruple batch. So today we'll eat one portion and then we'll freeze 3 more portions for our family for future.
Yes, and then we have all these ready-made meals in our freezer. We love it. So today we're not actually cooking for the church, but we're showing you exactly the same thing we do if we were cooking for the church. The only difference is this is going to go in the freezer, whereas normally we put it in here and then take it to church.
Start with the onions. And then we add our ginger. 4 teaspoons.
Smells good. Love that smell of ginger.
And we do all the paste. Usually supposed to do half a jar, but we're quadrupling it, so we do 2 full jars. And then add water to get the remainder out.
Here's the other jar.
Here's a lot of paste.
So we just put some water in the jars, got the rest of the stuff out, and then poured it in.
Okay, and now the chicken.
So this is what, 2 kilograms of diced chicken breast?
Yes. This time we got 500 grams, 4 packets of it, but we got it from the butcher's before, so it's usually a bit easier to throw it all in at once.
Yeah, yeah.
And these
Easier
pieces
from
are
the
pretty
butchers. Now all of this could have been done, like I said before, in here. We would do it on the saute mode, but it sticks too much in this one, I find. If you've got a pot that works well for you, it's probably better to use that. Plus with this one we can chuck it in the oven in a minute, which is what we really like to do. It really adds a lot of flavour to it to then slow cook it in the oven. And then afterwards we can just transfer it into this if we want to take it to church for church meal.
Okay, so next we go in with all the coconut milk.
And this means that this is dairy free, right?
Yeah, this one is, because instead of using cream, you'll see in a minute I'm going to use almond milk.
Which is great for people who can't take dairy.
Yeah. Obviously with the chicken it's not vegan, but there's no dairy. Okay. Gets a bit full, this pot. creamy. Okay, and then we've got almond milk next.
So we're adding coconut milk and almond milk.
Yes, this almond milk is instead of cream. So if you use cream, it gets a bit thicker, but the almond milk is healthier, so I prefer that one.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll do some coconut sugar in a minute, and that's all the ingredients. Oh, except we add carrots and potato.
Carrots and potatoes, we have not forgotten about you. So you just added the coconut sugar, but I didn't film it.
Yeah, I put in 4 teaspoons of this.
You want to
use
pretend
regular sugar, but again, this is a little healthier, so I use it.
So that's the main reason, health.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Now something we realise is that this diced chicken that we got from Tesco's is humongous. Some of these pieces, like that is pretty huge. So we might try breaking that up in the pot like this. You can also do it with scissors if you're careful. So we might have to do that because the pieces are just way bigger than we were expecting. So Shay is going to cut this meat with scissors. I wouldn't have the skills to do this, but this is what she does. Oh, look at that! Look at that!
So dirty.
Okay. And as you can see, the chicken on the inside is not cooked at all. But we're okay because this is actually going to go in the oven and get slow cooked. And we also have our trusty meat thermometer here, so we would never dream of ever serving up food where the chicken wasn't at 74 degrees. You're doing a great job there, Shay. So in hindsight, you know, we would have, when we open up the packets of chicken, we'd have looked at them then and thought, oh, these are a bit big, and cut them then. But you know, sometimes we rush ahead with stuff and then we rely on people like Shay who have good scissor skills. I'm left-handed and my whole life I've been rubbish at cutting with scissors. Although these are special left-handed scissors.
We have left-handed scissors now. I'm not using them.
Here's our left-handed scissors. Look, they say left-handed on them. And these are great. I can cut stuff properly with this.
Okay, now for the carrots. Potatoes.
Now it smells great. As you can see, it's quite high in our pot, but that's okay because as it cooks now, water is going to come off it. It's going to reduce and go down a bit, and then we're going to put it in our oven because in the oven it just adds this other flavor to it that I can't describe, but it tastes way better when it's been cooked in the oven for a bit. It tastes so good slow cooking it in the oven, and I'm really looking forward to eating this. So here it is, you can see it simmering nicely here. I think you can start to see the effect of the starch from the potatoes there as well, thickening it up. Let me do a slow-mo. Bigger than the ocean, deeper than the sea. God's love for eternity. So we're now going to move this to the oven. It's been going for about 10 minutes like this, simmering away, and normally we put the lid on, but this time we're actually going to take the lid off and put it in the oven without the lid. Just got to be careful we don't spill it going down into the oven. Basically I'm hoping it will reduce a bit more like this. And also the other day I cooked something slow cooked in here with the lid off, and it just had this wonderful flavor to it, extra flavor, even more extra flavor than slow cooking it. So you probably notice it's a bit noisy around here. This is like real life. There's all kinds of stuff going on in our home right now. This isn't like one of them fancy cooking shows. If we wanted to, we can get some corn flour, make a slurry to thicken it up last minute. At our church building, the place we rent for our services, we have that on standby. But also we can actually, if we want to, we could now put it in this, take it to church, have it on slow cook whilst it's at church, right? This thing is just amazing. It's so much more useful than slow cookers because you can get it really super hot at church if you want to, and it's easy to travel with because it's got a lid that stays secure. The brand name that people like with this is Instant Pot, but this one was way cheaper. We got this one because it was the only 8-litre one we can find, but there's loads of them out there that you can get. This is a big game changer for church. We're going to eat this lovely korma in our home in a minute, but we're just showing you what we could do at church for a church meal. Do you want to get the curry out of the oven? Let's see how it looks. We haven't actually been slow cooking it as long as we normally like to do, but we got a late start today and everyone's hungry. It's a Friday night. It's looking nice. So it's more runny than I was hoping it was going to be, and I can see from the potato what it is the potatoes haven't broken down as much as I would have hoped for, but they are soft in that, but when they break down more it gets thicker. If we want to, we can.
Carrots are not as soft.
Okay.
They're okay though. I can still break it with just a slight force.
Yeah. So what it means is, because we're all hungry, we're going to take some food now and we leave the rest of it still slow cooking a bit to thicken up more. But like I say, this is what we're doing to eat as our family now, and then freeze off the rest. But we could just put it now in this pot if we were going to church. Put it in this pot, seal it up, carry it to church, and then when we're on church, put it on keep warm. And then whilst the sermon's going on, the worship music and everything, it's just on keep warm. And then at the end, when we set up the tables for eating, we just put it on saute, just to get it real. Take the lid off, put it on saute, get it real super hot for a couple of minutes. And at that stage, if it was still too watery, we would then just make a slurry with corn flour and thicken it up. So here's the end result. And anyone got any comments? What do you think of the food?
I like the food.
You like the food?
Yeah, I think it tastes really good.
Tastes good.
Really good.
Delicious. For me, I think the flavour's really good. Like, I really like the flavour from when we put it in the oven. That flavour, whoa, it's like sort of roast flavour. It's great.
I like the flavour of this sauce.
So this korma. So we just had private joke that just made us laugh, but this korma is proper good. It tastes proper nice. And in fact, the way Shay makes korma is my favourite, which means that now whenever I eat korma somewhere else, it's not the same. Like, thank you, Shay, so much for making the korma. It tastes so good. Now we was in a rush, so it's come out not as thick as normal because we was in a rush, but the rest of it is cooking at the moment. It's still cooking, and that will get thicker, nice and thick, and that's how it normally would have it, nice and thick. This is lovely korma. Thank you, Shay, so much.
Thank you, Mum.
Thank you, Mom.